On Fox 14.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Joplin police are looking for an SUV involved in a hit and run yesterday evening, sending one woman to the hospital.
Plus, kids in Fort Scott had an opportunity to get some hands-on experience with robots.
And we have an alert day today with snow falling across the area. We're going to take a look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 a.m. on this snowy Tuesday morning. Of course, we're getting a number of school cancellations, and those are scrolling right there at the bottom of your screen. So make sure you're keeping up on those. See if your kids have school out there or not, as we're expecting slick spots across a number of the roadways. That's why we have that alert day today. Let's take a look at our cameras. This is 7th and Range Line. Now, we've tried to clear it as best we can, but the snow is coming down at a pretty good clip in Joplin, and it covers it right back up. But as you can see, this is the evidence that we definitely do have some snow falling out there. Our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin, look at the snow piling up on the streetlights on those vehicles that just passed. Look at it coming down there. It is sticking to the grass and is expected to stick to some of the area roadways as well. So they're already wet and slick as it is, but with snow starting to stick to them, it's going to make them even slicker. MoDOT cameras around the region showing the wet roadways and some even snowfall beginning to stick to some of those roadways as that snow continues to blast on by out there. KDOT camera rather, 69 East 520th, just south of Pittsburgh. Snow still falling, and it looks like 69 is not just wet, but it does look like some snow starting to stick to parts of it as well. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing that snow across the region, back building into Kansas, and on the backside of this low pressure system, some additional snowfall out there. So we're not quite done with it yet, but it will begin to come to a close as we head into the afternoon hours. Now, I want to thank a person who called and informed me, because my color skills are not all that great. This color is periwinkle. So from now on, that's what I'm calling it. All the counties in Periwinkle are under winter weather advisories. Now, again, because we do have several forecast offices covering our area, we do have varying expiration times on these, but they hold on through the afternoon and into the late evening hours across the area. We also have wind advisories, Oklahoma and Arkansas through 6 o'clock this evening, where winds down there could gust upwards of 50. Winds for the rest of us, though, could still gust upwards of 40. So a high impact from the wind, not just from the wind chills, but could result in blowing snow, leading to some reduced visibilities out there. Medium impact from the cold and the snow itself. It is sitting at 33 in Joplin with that snow falling. Snow still falling south of Pittsburgh as well, sitting at 33. Snow continues into the early afternoon hours and then will begin to clear out. Temperatures not doing much. We're going to be cold, low 30s, upper 20s. We have another round of wintry weather possible in the next few days. In fact, we have 2 more potential rounds of accumulating snowfall in the next few days, and we have a significant Arctic blast coming in the next few days. We're going to get to all of that in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. With snow moving through, road conditions could become more hazardous. So let's head to 7th and Range Line with our own Amber Jenkins. Amber, tell us, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, we're down here at 7th and Range Line in Joplin, and the snow is getting heavier. I have noticed it's starting to stick, but the roads are just looking very wet. However, you know, there are slick spots, and wet roads can lead to trouble down the road for drivers. I'm seeing them drive a little slow. I have seen some people hit brakes and a little skidding, but so far everything seems to be going well. But there's also plow trucks hitting the roads now. I'm now seeing them more consistently. They're making sure the roads are staying clear somewhat. If you have to come out here in this weather, make sure you got a jacket, you bundle up, you got gloves and hat. Back to you, Caitlin.
All right. And Amber, even on the sidewalks, is it slippery if people are trying to walk through this? Okay.
Yes. Oh my goodness, it is very slippery. I have seen a little bit of ice, and the snow is a little bit sticking, especially on the grass and a little bit of sidewalk. So I can only imagine how the roads are for more rural roads.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being out there. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you back at the studio soon. And Joplin police are searching for a vehicle they say hit a pedestrian, then fled the scene. It happened around 6 p.m. yesterday evening near West 7th and Gray Avenue. Authorities say a female pedestrian was hit by a dark-colored SUV. First responders found her lying in the roadway unresponsive and rushed her to the hospital. If you have any information, you are asked to contact the Joplin Police. Carthage School District announces a student at Steadley Elementary School has a confirmed case of Neisseria. The district is working with the Jasper County Health Department to take necessary precautions, including a deep cleaning of the school and contact tracing. Officials say if a child shows symptoms, including fever, headache, stiff neck, rash, or anything unusual, to seek medical attention. Officials also say do not go to the ER seeking antibiotics. And the Parsons, Kansas Police Department will hold a memorial service for a fallen canine dog. Canine Kareem died in August while off duty with the Parsons Police Department. An investigation found Canine Kareem's handler failed to provide reasonable care to remove him for the severe summer heat. The public is invited to attend the memorial service on Wednesday, January 31st at noon at the Municipal Auditorium. Kareem's handler was fired and a criminal charge was requested for animal neglect. The case is in the hands of the county attorney. Kids in Fort Scott got a chance to bring robots to life. The Fort Scott Public Library hosted the event featuring a variety of robotics connected to tablets that kids could interact with and even code themselves to change their behavior. Officials say it's a great way for students to learn valuable skills.
Oh, well, it's the future. And I want the kids to have a shot at the best jobs that they can get in the future. And these types of programs are how they get there. Not just because they teach them something, but because they get them interested enough that when they have the opportunity to explore it as a career path, hopefully they'll say, I remember doing that at the library.
There was also a sticker mosaic that kids could add on to. They could even help out with the library's newsletter. Up next, the IRS announced an early bird date for filing your 2023 tax returns. We'll show you when you can start, along with some tips to help you file quickly. And later, a Carthage woman celebrates a monumental birthday. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Hi, I'm Dow Quick, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacation.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, with all the recent reports of employers demanding workers return to the office, you'd think it's happening everywhere, not according to Moody's Analytics. The company's new report shows there's now more empty office space than at any time since 1979. It's because more people are working from home, and that's the trend that appears to be growing. The office vacancy rate rose to 19.6% in the last quarter. It marks the largest quarterly increase since the height of the pandemic in the first quarter of 2021. The only bright spot is in Class A office space, which accounts for the newest and most modern buildings. Office space in the suburbs is also doing better than in cities. Moody's says that's likely because they offer easier commutes for workers. And early birds can get a jump start on their federal income taxes starting January 29th. That's when the IRS will start accepting 2023 returns. If you're not an early bird, there's plenty of time. You have until April 15th to file. There are exceptions to that deadline. Taxpayers in Maine and Massachusetts have until April 17th to submit their returns due to those states' observation of the Patriots' Day and Emancipation Day holidays. And anyone living or doing business in a federally declared disaster area may have a later date. For instance, if you were affected by the storms and tornadoes that started on December 9th in parts of Tennessee, you will have until June 17th to file and pay what you owe.
And we've got an alert day out there for snow continuing to roll across the area. We're going to have another full look at this forecast and the next couple of systems we're watching as we head into the weekend. And coming up a little later, an update to the Quapaw Gym may mean sacrificing the girls' locker room. Amber Jenkins will share how help could be on the way.
How would you like to win your own custom dream vacation to just about anywhere?
Up on your rest. Your time matters. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Simply more convenient.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:13 now on this snowy Tuesday. We have an alert day today for the winter weather across the area. Dusting up to 4 inches. depending on where you are, and we'll cover that in a moment, slick spots likely regardless of how much snow you see. In the periwinkle color here, we have got winter weather advisories. Again, varying expiration times due to the fact that there are a number of weather forecast offices that cover our region. But if you're in that color, you need to be aware of the snow, slick spots. Even if you're not under a winter weather advisory, you've still been seeing snow, and that includes parts of northeastern Oklahoma, Newada, Independence. You've got to watch out, because there's still snow, there's still slick spots. We've got a pretty decent band of snow now right along the I-49 corridor out there into northern parts of southwest Missouri, Butler, Nevada, Lamar, Carthage, all into the snow. Osceola, Stockton, Greenfield, Mount Vernon, it is on its way for you. Neosho, Pineville, Anderson dealing with snow as well. Monette, Mount Vernon, Cassville, just immediately to your east is a little patch of snow, and more right on the way back behind that. Snow into northeastern Oklahoma, a little bit of a break. Again, this won't show flurries. There could still be some flurries out in this zone here, but the heavier snow starting to push to the east of Miami, rolling through Fairland, and more on the way back behind it across Washington, Newada, and Craig counties. So Lenapaw, Newada, Chelsea, and getting ready to roll into Veneta. Some light snow again across parts of southeastern Kansas. Heavier snow up by Iola, Yates Center, just north of Chanute, Independence, and Coffeyville as well. All of this with that low pressure system now to the east, southeast of Kansas City. A little bit more snow on the backside of this, not a lot, but a little bit more. Now traipse across our northern counties where the heavier amounts of snow are expected out there in that 4-inch plus zone. The dark blue here, 2 to 4 inches, light blue, 1 to 2 inches, and a dusting up to an inch in this white zone. We do have a look at the road conditions from KDOT. Number of covered roadways still being reported in our area, and that includes stretches of 54, 75, 166, and especially in our northern counties, Burlington, Garnett, Mountain City dealing with that. Slick spots into Bourbon County, partially covered roadways, Iola, Chanute, all the way down to Independence, Parsons along 169. And still, we're looking okay at this point in parts of Crawford County and parts of Cherokee County, but you see partially covered roadways starting to ease into parts of western Cherokee County. On the Missouri side, covered roadways up toward KC and on I-49 up to Butler, and otherwise reporting clear roadways across the rest of the area in terms of snowfall, but the roadways are still slick out there. Here we go. Look from our camera downtown Joplin on top of the Cornell complex. The traffic signals getting covered in snow out there. The roadways are wet, the snow sticking to the grass, and some of this snow could still stick to the roadways out there. Amber did report on that at the beginning of the show, some snow sticking to parts of the roadways. MoDOT cameras around the Joplin Metro showing the snow across the area. Snow sticking again to the grassy surfaces, traffic lights. This also would include bridges, overpasses, sticking to the traffic lights as well. I think I mentioned that already. KDOT camera, we're starting to get a little more daylight so we can see a little clearer. Snow still falling. 69 still wet out there, slick spots, and snow continuing to fall from the KDOT camera just south of that one at the Kansas Crossing intersection. Our camera's 7th and range line. I've been pointing it down every so often, trying to get some of this snow that's just frozen on there off of here, but you can still see snow continuing to fall and roadways still wet, still slick out there. The snow will begin to gradually taper off from west to east as we head through the afternoon, with the last of it by this afternoon, I'd say about 3 from Stockton, Monette, Mount Vernon, Cassville, and then that will exit on out of here, and it's going to be cold. It is already cold, 33 in Joplin, west breeze at 13, making it feel like 24. And this is the other concern with the winds gusting today, anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour. Visibility is down to 1 mile. Blowing snow with reduced visibilities is the other side of this story. Temperatures for the most part into the upper 20s and low 30s, still a pinch warmer a little further east, but you'll all be getting in on that cold air later. Highs averaging the low 30s. And what we mean by highs is this is the best we're going to do as we head into the afternoon hours. We actually technically have hit highs today into the low 40s, and that was about 2 o'clock this morning. Northwest breeze 15-25, gusting upwards of 40. We head into tonight. Winds calm down a bit, southwest 10 to 15, cold and a little bit of clearing, low 20s and partly cloudy skies. And as we head into our Wednesday, much better, partly cloudy, warmer, upper 40s, but the gusty winds return south at 10 to 20, gusting upwards of 30. Here we are Friday at 10 a.m. We've got rain showers Thursday night, Arctic blast coming in behind that. And we're going to see that transition to snow for us on our Friday. That's the first round of potentially accumulating snowfall that we could see. And by Sunday, we hold on to that Arctic blast. Another potential round of accumulating snowfall rolls into the area and spends a good portion of Sunday into early Monday morning with us. Look at that temperature. We're not making this stuff up. We do have a possible alert day for Friday with that incoming snow. Nice on Thursday ahead of the evening rain showers, 52. Then we drop down to 10, single digits heading into the weekend for lows, highs in the teens and 20s. And again, that additional chance for more snowfall on Sunday. That's a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
I'm not coming out until Casey's has thin crust.
At Casey's.
Quapaw Public Schools are expanding and updating their gymnasium, but that might mean sacrificing the girls' weight room.
However, an organization is stepping in to help. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Quapaw Public Schools are trying to stay ahead of their growth through a bond that was approved for additional seating in the gym, but at the cost of the girls' weight room.
Where the current weight room is right now for our girls and for the junior high, we're pretty much going to be losing that because of additional seating.
We use it a lot, like during the summer, because it's summer workouts. We usually lift and then we come in here and we run a lot, or go outside and we run because, trying to get in shape.
The girls' weight room is set to close in 2 months after the last basketball game. Seeing the pending lack of resources for the sports program, the community boosters had a plan.
We reached out to them and said, hey, we think that we can raise enough money to build a building to house not only the weight room, but possibly a locker room for the girls' softball team, because we lack that also.
The community boosters hope to hit their goal of $40,000 by May 1st, so by next school year, the girls would not be without.
We will match anything that is given. We've already matched about half of that, about $2,500. So we are actually have raised right at $17,000 so far to go towards the project.
Without that for the girls, it just kind of, where are we supposed to get better and get faster and get stronger if we have nowhere to work out?
Reporting in Quapaw, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The next fundraiser is the Dancing with the Stars competition on February 10th.
Well, hopefully they can get that all together and get them a nice new weight room and potential locker room down there.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, the American Red Cross and the NFL are partnering together to give one blood donor the trip of a lifetime.
And we're continuing to watch snow and windy conditions across the area. Well, more on that forecast when we come back.
Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
Oh no, I got a white thing right here.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. The time now is 7:26 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. And before we get to our top stories, let's head over to Chris for a quick weather update. Chris, it's really starting to come down out there. What can we expect?
We've got some pretty decent snow, light to moderate snow falling across the area. We managed to clear off our camera at 7th and Range Line, and so we've got a slightly better view of the snow. It is definitely sticking to the grass, not coming down. It doesn't seem nearly as heavily as it was, and we are still watching for the potential for it to stick to some of the roadways. Our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin, shaking in the breeze out there. The other issue is, take a look, the snow is sticking to traffic signals and things like that, so it's kind of blocking different things out there, and again sticking to the grass. And snow's still falling though at a pretty good clip out there. MoDOT cameras around the region again showing slick roadways, and if you look close enough, there does appear to be at least a little bit of snowy slush there on Range Line from the camera at 20th Street. So you've got to slow down if you have to be out today. Give yourself time to get where you're going. Of course, don't forget, got a number of school closings scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Snow continuing in Kansas as well. KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue. Here's a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Got a good band of light to moderate snow right along the I-49 corridor, and more snow back behind that, and then maybe a bit more that's going to circle around through our northern counties out there. We do have winter weather advisories in this periwinkle color across the region. And they have varying expiration times, I want to point out, just because we have so many forecast offices that cover our viewing area here. But even if you're not in a winter weather advisory, as you saw in the Skywatch Storm Tracker, snow's still falling into those areas, into northeastern Oklahoma and parts of southeast Kansas, so watch out for those slick spots. On top of everything else, wind advisories, Oklahoma and Arkansas through 6 this evening. Winds down there could gust upwards of 50 miles an hour, and the rest of us could still see gusts upwards of 40 miles an hour. And that could lead to reduced visibilities as the snow comes down, especially if it gets heavy at times. So high impact from the wind for the reduced visibilities, the fact it's going to be very windy, and it's going to cause some cold wind chills out there. And of course, that snow itself going to cause some problems. 33 in Joplin right now, 33 in Pittsburgh at this point. Snow will continue and will gradually taper off from west to east through the early afternoon hours, staying breezy, cold, low 30s, upper 20s out there. We've got 2 more potential opportunities for accumulating snowfall in the next several days. We're going to take a look at that and a big Arctic blast on the way as well in your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
All right, thanks, Chris. Now let's head back over to Amber in Joplin to get a final look at current road conditions. Amber, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, we're down here at 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. The wind and snow are very persistent. The snow is starting to stick not only to the ground, but I'm seeing it stick to the parking lot on the gravel as well. The roads are definitely wet, which means that drivers need to stay cautious while driving. You know, wet roads can lead to some trouble down the road, but so far I'm not seeing any trouble. I have seen some plow trucks and other vehicles out there just trying to make sure the roads are, you know, somewhat usable. But we're going to keep you updated, of course, throughout the day. And if you have to come out here into this weather, make sure you bundle up with a jacket and coats, gloves, a hat, and anything else you can think of. Back to you, Caitlin.
All right, Amber. And I mean, the roads actually look not too bad. Is MoDOT out there? We see some trucks going by right now. So they're making the de-icer on there?
Yeah, great. It's great on cue, but yeah, I'm seeing plow trucks. The roads aren't looking bad. They're just wet, so just be cautious. But, you know, they're doing...
All right. Well, thanks, Amber. Appreciate it. Stay warm out there. And Kansas Governor Laura Kelly yesterday partnered with a bipartisan group of 24 state lawmakers to announce a tax reform bill. The proposal will immediately eliminate the state's sales tax on groceries rather than waiting until 2025. The state's tax on Social Security benefits would also be eliminated. It would also create a 4-day back-to-school sales tax holiday every August and increase standard deductions for state income taxes. It would last for 3 years and is projected to save Kansans $1 billion. Sites collecting blood across the 4 states are participating in a unique national incentive program for blood donors. The Red Cross and the National Football League have joined forces as the nation faces the lowest number of blood donors in decades. Anyone who gives blood, platelets, or plasma in January through the Red Cross will automatically be entered for a chance to win a trip for 2 to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. To find information on area sites and to make an appointment, go to this story on our website at koamnewsnow.com. And some drivers in Newton County, Missouri may have to find a different route in the coming months. Beginning Monday, January 15th, MoDOT will begin work on a dual-lane roundabout as well as make intersection improvements at Hammer Road just east of I-49. Drivers should be aware of crews and equipment working close to traffic and to expect occasional lane restrictions. Completion is scheduled for November 1st, 2024. Cherokee County Sheriff's Office celebrates the retirement of one of its K-9 officers. K-9 Keough served the Sheriff's Office for 7 years with the handler, Sergeant Chris Wren. During his service, K-9 Keough aided in fugitive apprehensions, the discovery of illegal narcotics, and also helped with anti-drug presentations at area schools. K-9 Keough also has earned his certification from North American Police Working Dog Association. We wish him the best in his new life. A Carthage woman and Chiefs superfan celebrated a big milestone. Helen Hubbard yesterday turned 104 years old. Family and friends from the community came out to celebrate with her on her special day. The party included music, a customized Chiefs cake, and some life advice.
An attitude makes a big difference in your life. I just grew up thinking life was great all the time. You have ups and downs, but they can't rule your life.
And we've done a few stories with Helen over the years. You can check them out on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Charlene Patton shares a wonderful recipe for a citrus salad.
And we're continuing to track the wintry weather across the area with our alert day today. We'll have the latest on your forecast a little later.
The area's favorite premier gaming destination is starting 2024 with plenty of cash and go.
Homes in the Ocho, a call today and check out valuehomesonline.com.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Again, our great friend Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission up in Topeka joining us once again. We've had so many fantastic recipes over just the last couple of months. We had some desserts in December, we had some dips, and now we've got a salad.
We do, which maybe seem kind of unusual in January, but want people to think in terms of don't have to just wait till the summer to have salads. Yeah. And this is a great salad that you can have most of these things probably in your kitchen, that if you've made a casserole or something to keep warm this winter, then this is a great addition to it. So what I have over here is red leaf lettuce, and over here we have romaine lettuce. To that, I'm going to have you add our green onion and red pepper.
Okay.
We'll just put that in there. We'll see. Can we? Oh gosh, it
all
came out great.
Came right out there.
Yeah,
that works out.
And then I'll let you add the oranges then to that. Great. Perfect. So we'll just toss that a little bit and look at all those colors. I mean, I always love recipes that have lots of colors in it, but look at that. We've got the red pepper, we've got the orange. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of set this to the side. Use a container like this, or you could use like a pint jar with a tight fitting lid.
Okay.
And we're going to put, we've already got the orange juice and garlic salt and a little bit of maple syrup, don't we? I've already put that in there. Now you are going to add our balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
See, that's okay.
Just like last week. There we go.
You did good. And then this is our vegetable oil.
Okay.
And that is our soybean product. There we go. And with this, then we're just going to tighten it, make sure this is closed, and then we want to shake it. And this is making our dressing.
Okay.
So we'll add that, and I don't usually put all of it on. You could even have this salad and let everybody add their own to it.
Okay, yeah, I know some folks, they like to pick their own amount of dressing.
Yeah. So we'll toss that together. And then you have, for our final touch there, you have some almonds that I toasted. And you can use either slivered or these are the sliced almonds. Just sprinkle those on top. And do that at the last, right before you serve it, so they still have that crunch. But oh my goodness, they add that extra goodness to this recipe. Just a wonderful salad recipe, easy to do, and to add to your meal here in January.
Absolutely. And with the bright colors, you know, we from the news side, we do occasionally talk about the seasonal depression that people go through. This brings out bright colors after the holidays, in the middle of winter, to kind of remind you of spring, get you thinking positively as well. So it's an excellent recipe for this time of year.
It sure is. And they can go to our website, kansassoybeans.org, and get all the January recipes, or they can call our 800 number. 877-KS-SOYBEAN, and we'll mail you all the recipes.
All right, Charlotte, thank you so much for coming down for us, and we'll see you next week, and we will see you right after this. Welcome back.
It is a Start Something New sales event at Shields and Chanute, your Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
Smells so good. Hefty, 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 hefty. Must be magic. Hefty Ultra Strong with Fabuloso scent.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:41 now on this snowy Tuesday in this periwinkle color out here, which, by the way, I want to thank a viewer who called in and let me know that that is actually this color is periwinkle. We have winter weather advisories for most of the area. Now, again, varying expiration times out there because we have a number of forecast offices that cover our area. But even if you're not in a winter weather advisory, it doesn't mean you're not getting wintry weather. And you could still see slick spots out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker See, there's that snow stretching back into areas where there aren't winter weather advisories. Let's start in parts of southwest Missouri, Butler, Nevada, Lamar, Carthage, the entire I-49 corridor, most of the US 69 corridor with snow, light to moderate at times. Osceola, Stockton, Greenfield, you're getting ready to get into this action out there. Mount Vernon, Monette, Cassville, it is right to your west. Carthage, Joplin, Neosho, Pineville, still seeing some light snow out there. Into northeastern Oklahoma, we got a mixed bag of some light to slightly moderate snow across the area as this continues to roll through. Southeast Kansas, some of you getting a break. Now again, remember, you can't see flurries on this so well, but there could still be some light flurries out there with more snow trying to work in back behind all of this as this low pressure system continues to push off to the east-northeast and spin around. So additional snowfall possible, especially in our northern counties out there. The low, again, tracked roughly right where we thought it would, so snow totals haven't changed that much from our original expectations. Dusting up to an inch in the white zone. Light blue, we're looking at 1 to 2 inches. Dark blue, 2 to 4 inches. And again, remember, we've got that one batch that's wanting to rotate right back through this zone. And we got 4 inches plus as you head further north. KDOT, a number of covered roadways out there across the eastern half of the state, including down here in the southeastern Kansas. Covered highways reported Sedan, Howard, Fredonia, Independence, around Eureka, Burlington, Garnett, Mound City. And we got partially covered roadways around Iola, Chinook, Parsons, now into Cherokee County. So Columbus, just south of Pittsburgh, and slick spots in Bourbon County on most of the major roadways there. MoDOT still, at least in our area, reporting clear roadways, save this stretch of I-49 heading north out of Butler. The rest of us still showing as clear, but that doesn't mean the roadways aren't slick. Take a look. Our camera on the Cornell complex downtown. Snow on the traffic lights, snow on the grass, and slushy snow here and there along the roadways, so they are slick out there. MoDOT cameras around the city showing the wet roadways. There are, again, some slushy spots out there. All the roadways slick regardless. And from the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th, again, slushy spots out there, slick roadways for sure. And we had a little further south near Kansas Crossing. Definitely, again, wet roadways. You've got to slow down. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. Our camera, 7th and Rangeline, still picking up some snow onto the lens there. And we've got the wet roadways, and as Amber had reported, some snow on the roadways, so we got that slushy mix. And as you can see, too, some slightly reduced visibilities out there because the snow combined with gusty winds is leading to some reduced visibilities. By noon, most of the snow now confined to the eastern part of our area, and as we head later into the afternoon, the last of it, Stockton, Monette, Mount Vernon, Cassville by 3 on its way out of here, and then we're going to be cold and partly cloudy back behind that, or I should say colder. 33 in Joplin, feels like 24 with a west breeze at 13. Temperatures around the region for the most part, again, holding upper 20s, low 30s. Our warmer spots out east beginning to cool back down. We have low 30s, upper 20s today, light to moderate snow, the gusty winds pushing upwards of 40. Parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas could see gusts upwards of 50. Slightly calmer winds this evening, southwest 10 to 15. Cold though, partly cloudy, low 20s. Our Wednesday looks fantastic, upper 40s. The gusty winds return, however, south at 10 to 20, gusting to 30 with partly cloudy skies. Now, Thursday evening, we're expecting showers, and as an Arctic blast pushes into the area Thursday night into Friday, that'll quickly convert to snow. So Friday, a possible alert day as we're watching the possibility for more accumulating snow on Friday. That Arctic blast keeps us cold heading into Saturday, but will be dry. And then we go into Sunday, take a look. As we head in the late morning, early afternoon, another potential round of accumulating snowfall as we go into Sunday and early Monday morning. Now, the other concern down the road is, regardless of what we may see, it's going to stay cold for a while with that Arctic blast, which means melting isn't going to take place for a minute. Now, what we get today should clear out over the next couple of days ahead of that Arctic blast, but take a look at these lows into the single digits, highs in the teens and 20s, and it stays that way through at least next Tuesday before we warm up just a pinch by the middle of next week. That is a check of your forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Caitlin with Consumer Watch.
Thanks, Chris. Consumers are feeling more enthusiastic about the U.S. housing market. A new survey by Fannie Mae shows a rising number of home shoppers say they think mortgage rates will fall over the next 12 months. The monthly home purchase sentiment index rose 2.2 points in December to 67.2. In December, 31% of consumers said they expect rates to fall in the coming year, up from 22% in November. The 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is averaging 6.62% as of January 4th, according to Freddie Mac. Rates are down from a recent peak of 7.79% in late October. And Apple says its new pricey VR headset will hit store shelves next month. The Vision Pro device will be available in the U.S. starting February 2nd. The AR headset starts at $3,499 and costs more than thrice as much as the priciest headset in Meta's line of mixed and virtual reality devices. Apple's Vision Pro can be pre-ordered starting January 29th. And the Biden administration is set to release a final ruling on companies and their classifications of independent contractors. The rule would make it harder for companies to treat workers as independent contractors rather than employees that normally cost them more money. It would require that workers be considered employees entitled to more legal protections and benefits when they are economically dependent on a company. It's expected to face legal challenges. According to a December survey by the freelancing marketplace Upwork, nearly 40% of American workers did some freelance work in the past year. And now, we'll be right back with more news.
Tonight, it's Hall this morning at 10, right here on Fox 14.
With the severe weather in the area, it's important to remember to drive safely.
Elise Noe spoke with a tow truck driver in the area to learn about what drivers should prepare for.
As lower temperatures and snow hit parts of southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri, drivers should be on alert for dangerous road conditions. According to KDOT, a crash involving snow and ice happens every 2.87 hours in wintry weather conditions.
Usually during the first winter weather event that we have, we see an increase in slide-offs, crashes, things like that. People just maybe forgot about the safety tips that they practiced the previous year.
Jay Size, owner of Jay's Towing in Columbus, Kansas, is preparing for an uptick in tow calls for the week ahead.
The multiple days is what does it. Most people around here, we don't get snow frequently.
Size has been in the towing business for 9 years and says most accidents he sees during the winter time can be avoided.
Pretty much everything could be prevented.
But Size says drivers need to be extra careful while on overpasses and bridges.
The bridge with the wind howling like it is today could be extremely slick. So braking and accelerating on this bridge, it'd be real easy to turn the vehicle sideways and have issues.
Bridges get icier faster than roads because they have cold air above them and below them as well.
We know that the potential with any precipitation of the roadways getting slick is high, and so we're preparing just so we can have an adequate response to those that do slide off or get involved in crashes. And we just want motorists to be cognizant of that and watch their speed, allow further distance from the vehicle they're following, always buckle up and just try to stay safe.
In Cherokee County, Kansas, Elise Noe, KOAM News.
Both Size and the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office advise those out on the roads to drive at slower speeds, keep a safe distance between you and the car ahead of you, and of course, stay off your phone.
Yeah, we can actually show you what those roads are looking like right now. Joplin area Metro cams from MoDOT showing slick spots on all of the area roadways out there, and some snow even has built up onto the grassy surfaces, and we've seen some slushy spots here and there on some of the roadways as well. KDOT cameras south of Pittsburgh also showing those wet roadways out there, so you've got to slow down and take it easy out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing the snow continuing right along the I-49 corridor with a little more back behind that as this low pressure system continues to rotate on through. Snow will start moving out as we head into the afternoon. We'll take one more look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Station in Germany and earned the Good Conduct Medal and an expert badge in rifle and pistol. We are proud to salute Glenn Pittman, a four-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Joplin police are searching for a vehicle they say hit a pedestrian, then fled the scene. It happened around 6 p.m. yesterday evening near West 7th and Gray Avenue. Authorities say a female pedestrian was hit by a dark-colored SUV. First responders found her lying in the roadway unresponsive and rushed her to the hospital. If you have any information, you are asked to contact the Joplin police. Carthage School District announces a student at Studley Elementary has a confirmed case of Neisseria. The district is working with the Jasper County Health Department to take necessary precautions, including a deep cleaning of the school and contact tracing. Officials say if a child shows symptoms, including fever, headache, stiff neck, rash, or anything unusual, to seek medical attention. Officials also say do not go to the ER seeking antibiotic prophylaxis. Quapaw Public Schools are trying to stay ahead of the growth through a bond that approved additional seating in the gym, but at the cost of the girls' weight room. The weight room is set to close in 2 months after the last baseball game. Seeing the pending lack of resources for the sports program, the community boosters had a plan.
And we've got winter weather advisories in this periwinkle color. Again, varying expiration times out there with the different offices that cover us. But across the region, need to watch out for those slick spots and for patchy snow on roadways. Wind advisories, Oklahoma, Arkansas until 6. Gusts down there could reach 50 miles an hour. For the rest of us, winds gusting upwards of 40. Highs upper 20s, low 30s today. Warmer for our Wednesday, breezy again. Upper 40s, low 50s Thursday. Evening showers changing to snow in Friday, a possible alert day Friday with an Arctic blast settling in. As we're watching for the possibility of additional accumulating snow Friday. We'll have a dry break on Saturday, still cold, and another potential round of accumulating snowfall as we head into Sunday. So a lot to keep an eye on over the next few days.
Absolutely. And are you looking to try your hand at something new? Do you have an interest in getting out on the open road?
Well, on Monday, Oscar Mayer announced it is taking applications for 12 new hot doggers. According to a press release, hot doggers will sign up for a 1-year full-time paid gig behind the wheel of the iconic Wienermobile.
The job is part of a long-standing tradition at Oscar Mayer and requires a lot of stamina. Chosen applicants will represent the 37th class of hot doggers, joining a rich history of spreading joy and wiener whistles to adoring fans.
Traveling an average of 20,000 miles each year, hot doggers visit at least 40 cities across the country and attend more than 1,200 events. The application period is open until January 31st, so make sure you get your application in.
Absolutely.
And make sure you take it easy out there on the roadways today. And don't forget, number of school closings out there. Keep an eye on that as well. And we'll be back today at noon.
Why settle for less than the best?